Hiya, how are we doing? I hope everybody's had a fun-packed, festive Christmas with family, friends and relatives and everybody else. The stepdaughter and her partner left this morning, so we're going back to the house to ourselves. Back to work tomorrow. Bit of a drag really for 3 days, but hey, got to pay the bills, and so I need to have a shave. So today I'm using a sample. This is Grooming Dept Corretto, which was kindly sent to me by Chris. Chris, thank you very much. It was one of a dozen or so samples he sent up. The scent notes. Well, first of all, this soap is extremely soft. It's bordering on cream and crope. Extremely soft. And I've got it loaded into my pedestal bowl from Giles Shaving. The scent notes on it are coffee, brandy, plum, berries, honey, cacao dust, vanilla and patchouli, and it's duck fat based. Grooming department bases are always very, very good in my opinion. Some of the scents, you can take them or leave them. This one's very gourmand. So that's the soap. The razor, I'm going single edge today with the Colonial razors, the General. 3-piece single edge razor that takes artist club blades. There's the base plate. Top cap has a couple of retaining nipples posts on it for the artist club blades, which are these. If you haven't seen an artist club blade before, there's a DA blade, there's the artist club blade. They're a little bit wider and a lot thicker. A bit like me post Christmas, certainly feel a bit wider. We've eaten, drank and we've been merry, not too often or that heavily intoxicated. But the blade just loads onto the retaining posts like so. Base plate goes on, and then the handle screws on like that. There we go. So we'll get some heat in there. Obviously, feather make and assortment of blades. There's the Pro, the Super Pro, which has more blade exposure. Then there's the Pro Guard, which has less blade exposure than the Pros. And so you've got a variation on how aggressive you want it, depending on what blade you use. The brush is Alpha Shaving 28mm 2-band Badger, which has been soaking for a fair while. I'm sure I'll leave that there. Speaking of brushes, in the live video there was a giveaway. If you didn't hang around, I don't do clickbait titles for giveaways if I'm doing them. And this one was entry by email. So you have to email me. 2 people did. One was Scott Newman, and Scott told me he was going to enter, but he didn't want to win. Didn't want to win the brush, which is more than generous of Scott. Very kind gesture. And the brush in question was the Simpsons Trafalgar T3. So the only other person to email me was Dave Benvey. Dave, I'll be in touch to get your address. The brush is yours. I'll ship it out to you. Nobody else hung around on the video or bothered to email. So you've got yourself as a Simpsons T3, mate. Congratulations. Yeah, I don't do clickbait. If I'm doing giveaways, I don't do clickbait titles. I don't even mention it in the introduction. So if you don't watch the videos, there might be a giveaway. mentioned sometime during that video, or there may not be, depends how things roll, and we change up how we so from memory the grooming department bases are quite thirsty, very gourmand. I can see this scent being either love it or loathe it. Extremely soft, so I think you would burn through it quite quickly. There's just over a gram of soap in the bowl. And I'm just going to dump. I think I've got everything in the brush by the looks of things. Here we have. So we've got all the soap out of the bowl into the brush. Certainly looks that way to me anyway. So we'll take it to the face. Hopefully you don't need much. It's vanished. This brush has done this to me a couple of times, being a bit ball-like. So I've just taken another splodge out of the tub and we'll carry on loading. Yeah, the scent is, I know some people bought it because they are coffee fiends. I don't get much coffee. Getting a lot of plum, vanilla, a few more drops of water in there. I'm not getting coffee or brandy on the top notes. No. Better. Probably done it way too much. But soap's cheap. I'd rather have too much than too little. I know Slick Boys bought this into the UK and they've sold out along with the other scents that more released. I think there was a strawberry rhubarb, which sounds quite peculiar to me. And there were some others as well. So was Santa Claus good to you? Did you bring you loads of socks, razor blades, Gillette cartridges? I got no shaving related presents whatsoever, which was quite nice. Yes, we've got seagulls flying outside. Soon be spring and they'll be approaching mating season and getting more vocal, and still shitting on my car. So the Colonial Razors General, not the biggest lather I've ever made. But knowing grooming department, it will be amply slick enough. We watched the Beatles over Christmas, Let It Be, the Peter Jackson documentary. If you haven't seen it, pardon me, if you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. The first episode was 2 hours 20, so feature film length. Second episode was about 3 hours, and the third episode was 2 hours 20. They didn't seem that long. If you're a music buff or you're into a bit of history, it was an interesting watch. So between gorging food and watching the Beatles, didn't really do a great deal over Christmas. Had a game of golf this morning, that was quite nice. It was 3 degrees when we started, a little bit chilly. Celsius, not Fahrenheit or Kelvin, before somebody gets some smart ass mentions that. There's not much slickness, but there is a film on the face. And once again, the lather has gone. Right. What's here, I'm going to try and rejuvenate with the full bore, only because it was sitting in the bathroom. Nope, it's not going to work either. Okay, back to the tub. Actually, no. This stuff's so soft. Here, the trials and tribulations of new soaps, working them out. Would I buy this soap? Not on the scent. Scent notes don't appeal to me in any way, shape or form. There's certainly a film on the skin. And just to do essentially a 2-pass shave. I don't think you can get a true reflection from a soap from a sample. There's certainly something on the skin there. I know other people who've tried it have said the post-shave feel is phenomenal. And from using grooming department in the past, I know exactly where they're coming from with that one. Maybe it would work better with a knife on a synthetic brush from the outset, as opposed to trying to rescue it. Or maybe it's just that brush has decided to be a funny okay. Or they're not anyway. Yeah, post shave wise, it feels like there's a film on the skin. I'm not even going to bother with the post shave, I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah, that's it, we're done. No face washes today, we are done. I'm just going to cold water rinse when I turn the camera off. So the soap today, I got through far more of that sample than any other sample I've ever used for a shave video. It was Grooming Department Corretto. Coffee, brandy, plum, berries, honey, cacao dust, vanilla and patchouli. Coffee and brandy, didn't get any. Get plum and berries, patchouli, vanilla. That's just like for a serum on the skin, it really is. As I say, it wasn't the easiest to lather in there, but we'll give this I'm going to hammer this in about 2 minutes when this camera goes off, and we'll see how it goes. The razor, Colonial razors, the General in stainless with a feather pro blade. Cracking shave. I can't argue about the post shave qualities of the soap. The lathering qualities. Be interesting to try the rest of that sample with a synthetic off camera, and I'll let you know how it goes back in another video when I use it again. I'll do a head shave with it, with a off the shelf brush, a Razorrock 400 for example, and we'll see how that one goes. So yeah, there we go. If you have any comments folks, leave them below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.